Cut it out, Bo. Go downstairs. Go. I'll be down in a minute.
You know how it is, like starting up. It's hard as shit.
Whether they're good, bad, or ugly, getting the message out there that people aren't just like these superstars or shitbags. Like, there's a point behind everybody what they're doing. I'm a fucking moron. Mike.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. With you as always, me, Ben. Today, my special guest for you. He is a musician. He's growing. Kind of just met over Instagram and stuff, but I'm very excited. Mr. Nathan Bess. Nathan, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Excited to be here.
Yeah. It's I always think it's interesting. I've talked to more, I guess maybe you call them influencers or comedians or what, like military, and then military stories and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've started getting into this branch of musicians, and it's so interesting hearing. You guys have like this cool where you look at the world a little different. You're artsy, but it's like not too artsy. It's good.
Yeah, I know
So
what you mean.
yeah, I'm excited to hear all about it, and we'll get going. Nathan,
Cool.
please tell us where are you from? Where'd you grow up? How was that like for you?
Yeah. From Charleston, West Virginia. Grew up here, born and raised. Most of my family's from around this area, for a few generations. Um, Small town. I mean, it's our capital city in West Virginia, so I mean, there's a little more to do than other places in West Virginia, but still very slow down, which is awesome. That's what I like. Everything to be slow, and then if you want to do something on the weekend or whatever, you have the downtown area to drive into and figure something out, go get some food or some drinks or whatever. But yeah, it was great growing up here because I think where you did have like kind of that slow pace, it didn't feel as like overwhelming to grow up. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of more chilled out. Like yeah, people wanted to go to college and do different stuff, but I mean it was more chilled out. But yeah, I like growing up here.
Yeah, it's those. I'm from a smaller town, but I've noticed with like mid-sized to bigger towns, especially in the South, it's not really like it's not too chaotic just yet. You got right where that chill spot is, and I'm sure in West Virginia that's a lot better vibe going on
Yeah.
there. What'd you do growing up? Like, were you into music back then, or
Yeah,
what turned you on then?
the music's always been around. Like my family was always big into like church, so like church choirs and stuff. Like my mom was in choir and my dad was like in a choir and stuff. So I definitely get like the singing from them. But like yeah, like my mom would like sing around the house and stuff, and my papa played guitar a little bit. I didn't get to see him play too much because he was significantly older once I was born. My other cousins and stuff kind of got to experienced that, and I've heard good stories and stuff of how he would sit around and play these old tunes and had some of his own stuff, which is kind of cool. Like I wish so bad I could find like what he was writing, you know what I mean? Just to like see, like, yeah, it'd just be cool. But nothing exists that I'm aware of as far as like on paper or anything. So, yeah, music's always been around. There's like a picture of me when I was probably 2 or 3, and I'm like carrying this little plastic guitar by the little strings and stuff, not even knowing how to hold it. But it was yeah, it was definitely always around. Kind of grew into more like the classic rock stuff. Like that's what caught my attention first. My dad was like showing me Pink Floyd and ACDC. ACDC is what changed like my life because I heard those guitar licks and those riffs, and I was like, dude, this is the greatest thing in the world. I want to be these guys. So I
It
used
it's
to,
embedded into young men to like
yeah,
AC/DC. They're
yeah,
just
dude.
they're just
It's a
awesome.
natural
They're
course, dude. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, dude. So that's what got me a guitar. Was Angus Young. So I used to like listen to ACDC a bunch, and eventually worked up to where I was like, all right, mom, please let me get some lessons. She was cool, and I was in like 5th grade, I think, and took some lessons in South Charleston at Gorby's music store. Um, and he was basically like, "What are you wanting to learn? Like, are you trying to be able to read sheet music and all this stuff?" And I'm like, "No, dude, just like teach me ACDC songs or other cool classic rock. Like, I want to play Hotel California and stuff." So he just basically like would write out tabs and like different stuff for me to just learn songs that I wanted to learn as opposed to now he obviously taught me like some basic chords and stuff to be able to play those songs. But most of it was he was really cool about it. He didn't push the whole like, oh, you need to be able to read music or guitars learned this way. You know, I was fortunate that he was cool and was like, hey man, however you want to learn is what I'm here for. I'll help you in whatever way. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into music. I put that down um, middle school and high school a significant amount. I'd play guitar every now and then, but I got more into like football and sports and stuff and hang out with friends. But in college is when I got back into it. And I went locally around here. I went to West Virginia State University, which was
Nice.
like 10 minutes from my house, like where I grew up. So I saved money. Yeah, I saved money, which kind of, I mean, it was great for me because I'm not a guy like if it was up to me, I would have went to WVU, but it was a little too pricey. I didn't really want to
Yeah.
get into that, especially because I didn't have a set plan. Like if I knew for sure, like I want to be a lawyer or something, like yeah, I would have went down that path. But it was cool being at state because then I was able to go up to WVU to like my buddy Nick's house and stuff and hang out with them on the weekends. So I kind of had the time back here to not be distracted, get my schoolwork done, uh, then go party in Morgantown on the weekends. But it wasn't a
Dang.
party 24/7. Party 24/7, I would not have made it through, dude. I would have been out of there in a year, if that.
I think that's like a big thing for like college kids, like because I unsuccessfully attended college at 18, but I went to a state, Missouri State, and
Okay.
when you get away from your family life and it's all up to you of what you do, and you don't know the repercussions, you go,
Yeah.
I can do whatever the fuck I want, and
Yeah,
then
dude.
it, with that, you got your parents there, so it keeps you a little level headed. That's good.
Absolutely. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
It worked out for me. So
yeah. What'd you go to college for?
I actually went for business administration, so just like a general degree. So, but I ended up like doing my major was marketing. So I ended up it's something that at least helps a little bit understand at least a little on the side of what I'm doing. I mean, the music stuff's so crazy. If it wasn't for my friend Bryce, I would be nowhere right now. He's my marketing guy, and he doesn't have a marketing degree, so that should say how much I actually paid attention through college. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I had plans of maybe using it for like getting into like sports or something and trying to like do like marketing for like WVU would be the dream. But the main thing was like just keep it something fun that I wanted to do. But then I quickly learned that like being in an office was not for me. I didn't like that aspect of like going to a 9 to 5 and being in like a cubicle and all that. So I did that for a little while and it drove me crazy. I couldn't do it. Just not made for it. Shout out to those people that can do that. Love you guys.
It ain't for us, but it's
I
there.
can't. Yeah, I can't do it.
What were you playing music throughout college? Like, were you doing shows, or were you just kind of getting more into it?
No, man. Yeah, just getting more into it. So I need to backtrack a little bit. Like when I was talking about classic rock and stuff, the "Oh Brother Where Art Thou" soundtrack also changed my life. So like because that
Good one.
opened me up to like because you hear gospel growing up in West Virginia, you know what I mean? We like it was Southern Baptist, so there was like some acapella stuff where it was like no music, people just singing. But then they also had piano and stuff. But that was about as most as it got, or as much as it got was like piano, and every now and then they'd bring like a CD with a backing track or something. But that's what you think of when you think of like gospel. And I'm like, oh man, like it was boring to me. Now I
Yeah.
can look at it and appreciate certain parts of it for sure. But when I was a kid, I'm like, this is boring, dude. I want to hear Angus Young rip a 4 minute guitar solo. Like, but then once I heard like the Stanley Brothers gospel, if you will, you know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
bluegrass side of the gospel stuff is what got me
Hmm.
excited because I'm like, oh man, like I'm not even getting into the religious side of stuff. It's literally just the traditional instruments being used, the way they sing, the harmonies and stuff. That just was like mind blowing to me because I was like, oh my God, this stuff can be cool. Like that's crazy. And then there's a festival around here called Vandalia. It's held on the Capitol grounds, and it's like a bunch of traditional, like Appalachia music. So people just show up with guitars and banjos and fiddles and jam around the Capitol. And then they have like guitar contests, fiddle contests. They have like best liar. So people get up and tell like stories that are lies, and like whoever has like the best story or whatever wins. I've never went to that part of it, but when I was a kid, I loved going and just walking around and hearing everybody jam. Um, but yeah, like you were saying, did I play in college? No, I was mainly just like sitting at the house, and that's when I was like, well, I'm gonna start learning like some more songs because I haven't done that in a while. I learned AC/DC when I was in fifth grade and like a little bit in middle school, but like maybe it's time to up the catalog just to hang out. You know, I had no plans
Yeah.
of playing anywhere. Then I got like super into Nirvana. Like I always liked them, but then the Montage of Heck came out on um, HBO, I believe, and it was like a Kurt Cobain documentary thing. It kind of looked at all of like Nirvana and stuff, and I got like super into the Unplugged album. And so I was like
Oh
learning like
man.
I was learning like Oh Me and like that Meat Puppet song, whatever, and then just like his Lead Belly cover and stuff like that. And so then it just, I don't know, it just kind of got to more, all right, I'm going to try to learn this and learn that. And, but never had intentions of doing a show or anything, man. I mean, I was always so scared. Like, I would play around my friends, like, guitar is fine. For some reason, I'll play guitar in front of, I feel like a million people could show up and I'm not going to care because I expect nothing good to come out of it, you know? But like when it comes to singing, like I didn't want to tell anyone that I could sing. I like would be in the car and sing, shower, big time shower singer right here, you know. So I put like Steel Drivers on and like sing with Chris Stapleton and stuff and
Oh yeah.
stuff like that. But I never was like, hey, check this out. Cause I was so afraid that I was the guy that's on American Idol doing the tryout. And he's like, you guys are going to regret this forever. And he is so bad. You know what I mean? Like those people really do think they can sing. And that's what
Yeah.
scares the shit out of me is because like when you're delusional, you don't know you're delusional, you know, like you like, and that scared me for the longest. And there's still times where I'm like, dude, you guys are lying to me right now. Like, there's no way you're liking my stuff this much. But yeah, it was just always so scary for me to sing. So I never planned on showing anyone. But my friend Bryce that I brought up earlier, he was always pushing me like, dude, you got to do something with music. Like you can sing, you can play guitar pretty good. Like just try something. And I was always like, no, dude, that is lame. I'm not doing it. It's just it's not a way to make money or whatever. You know what I mean? Just all the typical excuses, anything I could say to keep away from it because I was scared. And then last year was actually when I played my first, like, in front of people um, thing you can call it. It wasn't really a show, it was like a songwriter circle
Hmm.
in St. Albans, which is close to Charleston. Can't remember the date. It was like sometime in May. So we came up on a year of it just not long ago. But it was, I almost don't even count this one because it was mainly my friends and then like three people I didn't know. So there was like 8 people there and it was me and my cousin was on stage with me and then another guy, John Bird. Um, but we just sat up there and like I'd sing a song, then he'd sing a song, then they'd sing a song. I don't know if you know how like songwriter. So that's a pretty common like format
Yeah.
for, yeah, okay, cool. So you're familiar with that.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so did that, and then June 20th was the first time I played in front of like a lot of people. It was a lot to me at the time. I think it was probably like 30 people at an open mic, which was so scary to me.
Scary. Yeah.
Yeah, very scary. It was at Folklore Music Exchange in Charleston, and played 3 songs, got off, and everybody was like, "Dude, holy crap! Like, where can we find your stuff at? Like, do you have stuff online?" I'm like, "Nah, dude, I don't. I'm just amazed that you guys are clapping right now. You know, like it just blew me away.
Yeah.
And the amount of love I got from it, I was like, okay, well, let's see if I can get a show. And that's what kind of started this. So we're under a year on even trying. So this is
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy. It's all happened pretty quick, but yeah, that was a long answer to say no. I didn't play in college.
No, no, I liked it. That was good. It I, two things from that, I guess, because number one, I always kind of liked the older country sound, but I recently passed, I say probably since COVID, I guess. COVID kind of had a resurrection of a lot of music where like because people were making more and you heard a lot more. So I I really dove in on the bluegrass sound and like to me like that fiddle sound. I just had a Philip Bowen.
Yeah, Philip, dude, actually, crazy little story here. He probably doesn't even know this. We
Yeah.
went to the same school for a while. So
Oh
Philip,
my gosh.
yeah, so Philip Bowen, his family's from the Montgomery area. I want to say, yeah, I'm not going to say where I think, but Montgomery area, which is near Charleston, and my family's from there. So I lived up Camden Holler, which is near Montgomery, and
Okay.
from there to about fourth grade, and then in fifth grade, I moved to a town called Cross Lanes, which is like 10 minutes from Charleston, and that's where I've been since. But Philip went to the same school as me right there, and he was more of like
Dang.
he's older than me, so he was with my older cousin like Jenny. But yeah, dude. So nice little fun fact right there for you. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry,
Yeah.
Philip.
No, you're good. That's interesting. I just had him on
Okay,
last
sick,
week or
dude.
two.
Nice.
Yeah. Uh
He's awesome. Super
he was
nice.
oh yeah, and that dude can play and he
Yes, he
can
can.
sing.
Yeah, he can. Yeah.
And we were talking about that music thing about like I love that sound of a fiddle. Like it is so like serene. I don't know what the
Yeah.
deal is that it draw, but that what you were talking about, like the Oh Brother Art Thou album. It's
Yeah.
because it's all simple stuff that people could play on a porch, and
Absolutely.
it just sound and those harmonies. Like that's why everybody likes the Eagles. That's why they
Yeah.
sound so good. It's all
Yeah.
drawbacks to those old, and then and I'm rambling because I love music.
No,
Sorry,
yeah. No, dude.
I
No,
love
I'm all
uh
about this. I'm loving where you're going with this. Yeah, keep going. I love it. Yeah.
Do you know Charlie Crockett?
Absolutely. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
great,
he's a
and he's
man.
bringing that old country sound back, like traditional.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Yeah.
he talked about how music is cyclic and how you look at. He was like Nirvana, and then he heard Leadbelly, and then you go
Absolutely.
on that, and then he goes, and then you keep going back and back and back, and you go, oh, all this is just built on top of stuff, but the
Absolutely.
foundation's still there. So he's like,
Yeah.
we're all just trying to do the same thing over and over again in different ways, slightly. Like it's so
Yep.
and I think there's a big, I'd say that I'll put my name to that. I think there's a resurgence of kind of bluegrass Americana coming out right now.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
They want that traditional sound again, where it's not
Yeah.
all carbon like carbon copies of everything. They want something
Yeah.
that's real and that sounds real that people are singing about
Yeah.
truths to them. And
Absolutely.
yeah, I love that. I listened to some of your stuff, man. I didn't get a chance to listen to like a full album and stuff, but
Yeah.
like you have a grit to your voice that's like you're truly singing about what you like and stuff. And
Yeah,
that's
man.
good.
I
What?
appreciate it.
No problem. So you're doing all that, you get into this, and then what was that mark for you from that point of basically going up to that singer songwriter circle? What made you go, I'm gonna go at this hard? Like what made you want to do that?
Um, honestly, I've always looked at like I don't know. I've always looked at it as it's being scary because judgment or whatever. You know what I mean? People judging you like never done good with that. So like this is the wrong business to be in when you feel that way. But I feel less that way now. I was tired of like just spectating, if that makes sense. I was like, dude, I have a chance to like do some stuff that like people would love to do. Like, even if it's just putting music out to put it out, you know what I mean? I'm not even saying anything coming from it, but just to be able to do that, why am I not doing it? Like, I have one life, you know what I
Yes.
mean? It's crazy to let me hold myself back just because I'm scared of what somebody thinks or what if they don't like this song. Of course, there's going to be people that don't like any of my stuff and turn it off or skip it immediately. And that's fine because I'm that way with certain stuff. So I kind of look at it that way. And that's kind of how I talked myself into it was like, all right, we're going to do this. But then what really made me say, okay, we're doing this was after that open mic on June 20th. That was because that was people that owed me nothing. They didn't have to say anything. Up until that point, it had been like family and friends that had kind of heard me. That I was like, hey, I think I might try this thing out. Do you want to hear this and see if you like it? And people were like, dude, what the hell? Like, you can sing and you can play. Like, we had no idea. But when it's strangers, which sucks because like my family loves me, you know what I mean? I should be like, I value their opinion more than anything. But there is something about getting a stranger's approval that's when you're like, okay, like nobody's telling me this because they care about me or they grew up with me and don't want to hurt my feelings. They're not going to see me again. They don't care to say, yeah, your stuff was really bad, dude. You should not do that. So whenever they said the opposite and they were like, holy crap, you're good. Where can I find your stuff? That's why I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to give this a real shot, give it a run. And, yeah, just started trying to make stuff happen. It's a slow, I mean, I say it's slow and it's all went pretty quick, but it was hard to get those connections to get paid shows though. Like I'm very fortunate that there's a good community here in Charleston that people are kind of giving me some assists on that. One of the places, Fife, they had a person cancel, and the folklore place, I had been to a few open mics, so they were kind of familiar with me at this point, and they text me like, "Hey, dude, they're looking for somebody over at Fife, which is like a brewery." And they were like, "Would you want to play?" Like they're looking for somebody. I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And I had to drive an hour to get home to get my stuff, but I was like so excited because it was like a paid thing, But I wouldn't have got
Yeah.
that because I'd already sent them an email trying to get on there and everything. But it was that connection that got me in there, and so it's tough building those connections. It's fun because I mean you meet a bunch of cool people, but it just takes time to get into those spots where you're making some money on it and getting to play for folks that want to hear music. So
Yeah. I think that's where, like what I'm doing overlaps with you. Like, cause like you, I was scared shitless. Everybody was going to be like, you suck at this or whatever. When in
yeah,
reality, it's never the case either. Come to find out, I've learned like nobody's going to do that. But, um, and then I just got to do this. I'm tired of sitting on the sideline. I think I can make something good. And then you do it. And I don't care how many people say like, I mean, I'm not really getting a lot of negative feedback on my stuff,
no, no,
but
no.
the people that do, the random ones that like, maybe I know in passing, I barely know them or something, or
no.
random people, when they say great comments about it, they go, "Oh, that was a great episode," whatever. It fuels you. Then
Yeah,
that'll fuel you to keep going, no matter if it's one people or 100 or 1,000. You'll keep wanting to do it over and over.
yeah,
Um, so I can
I
definitely
agree.
relate on that. Yeah. But then that's what I want to jump. Your last part about you being out there, with gigs and stuff.
Yeah,
I would imagine where you're at, that's a great little uh hatchery for music.
yeah.
Would you say that, or do you kind of got to travel around a bit?
It is in terms of we do like we're lucky in Charleston and even in Huntington. Huntington's got like a cool music scene. Like the Loud, they have open mics there, and there's like a lot of little spots um there as well as Charleston that are trying to get more people to come out and play. Like we have an outdoor area that they're really pushing in the summer to like book a bunch of local people and stuff, which is great. And so there's definitely more opportunity and stuff like this. But the problem still is with it being like low population and stuff, like you get people out to stuff, it's definitely getting busier, but not everybody comes out and supports. So
Yeah.
that's the toughest part about here is like that's why you gotta go play other areas because our population's also a little bit like we have an older population here, so
Hey guys, quick break for the show. Let's talk about emergencies. You never know when life's going to throw you a curveball, and then that's where this new brand called Jump Medic comes in. Whether you're hiking on the ground, riding around a Humvee, first aid kits they're selling are like a tank in a bag. They're rugged, organized, ready when you need them. I've got one myself, and let me tell you, the peace of mind fits perfectly in the trunk of your car. Head on over to jumpmedic.com. A discount code will be coming out soon. Stay safe out there. Let's get back to it.
Oh
if
yeah.
you're not really playing, you know what I mean? Like my stuff kind of works
Mhm.
with older folks. Like I have some people that definitely like my stuff and come out to shows and they're older, but maybe for other artists that are playing some like newer sounds stuff, they're not going to get as much love around here. Doesn't mean they're not good. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
think there still is like, I know what you're saying, and we have a lot of great talent in Charleston, but most people do have to like kind of, um, to make money, you have to kind of travel out of the state to be able to kind of get your traction going with people and be able to make money while you're doing it. So, but there's still
Yeah.
some great like venues growing. Like the folklore place is great. They're doing a lot of really good stuff. They're having shows. We got the Capitol Theater downtown. I mentioned Fife Brewery, Short Story Brewery also does it. Taylor Books is a really cool spot. So there's plenty of places that are trying to get people to play and giving opportunities to artists. But I think it does matter that we're smaller here. So like it's a blessing and a curse because, like you said, I mean, you have enough people to go out and play it, but you're not really playing for that many folks. So you still got to kind
Yeah.
of travel out and try to grow your fan base outside of the state. But
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And to a certain point, I'm sure everybody has to do that. It's just there. Maybe it's kind of pushed on you a little early on, which is,
yeah,
and you're making that work. Are you going out to these other spots? Like, are you traveling yet to go to
yeah,
gigs and stuff? Well,
yeah.
yeah.
So I've
Where you
played
headed out to?
I've played a good bit in Ohio, and a lot of this is off of like connections. So it's all been close stuff. So um, Ohio, I've played a bunch. Played a few times in Maryland now. Um, we're going to Kentucky this week. Trying to think, I got a show in July 2nd. We're going to Atlanta at Eddie's Attic. That's a big one. That one's going to be sweet. Buy your tickets, everybody listening. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, man, I'm starting to get further and further out, which is cool. Feels cool. But I mean, I love playing back home. Like I would play here in Kentucky and Ohio for the rest of my life. If you know what I mean, like those people show me a lot of love. But I'm kind of using this as like, dude, I want to get out there and see stuff. Like I want to go to Texas. I want to see Colorado. I want to see Montana. I want to go play those cool spots. I want to see California. So, and then shoot, I want to jump over the ocean and go over to the UK and stuff. Those people love me over there, man. They're so nice and always sending me,
Yeah.
yeah, man, always sending me messages and stuff. And Rugged Revival guys, I was on their podcast. They're from the UK. They cover like country and stuff over there and over here, but they're based out of England and stuff. So I mean, it's cool just to know that, hey, if I want to, I can probably go there. Even if I'm playing for like 15 people, who cares? It's giving me a chance to go see some cool stuff that I've always wanted to see, and I can play some music and meet some friends along the way. So works
Yeah.
out.
You're the traveling for sure. With you being based there, is that where you draw your roots from, like for your songwriting purposes and stuff? Do you go in with like a mission of I want to write about this, or is like a theme to it, or how do you go about that?
So I've done that before. Like, there's definitely times where, excuse me, sorry about that. There's definitely times where like I'll think of a topic. I'm like, man, I really want to write a song about that. Like, I have a song called "Something About the Smell," and it's about cocaine. And
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, and how that came about actually is I saw an Instagram comment, and the Instagram comment was like, "I don't like cocaine. I just like how it smells." And I was like, "That's hilarious. I want to write a song like that."
yeah.
But if you've heard it, you can tell that the song didn't go in like a funny way. Like the
No, I
topic
was
was
gonna,
started. Yeah,
I listened to that one and I was like, you were laughing about it at first, and I go, I thought that was kind of a sadder song.
it
It
is a sad
sounded,
song, dude. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so that's what I was going to get at is like music is cool to me because it's like these songs already want to be made. I know that sounds weird, but it's like the way that it comes to you in certain times. Like, I'm not trying to sound all like super heady about it, but it does feel weird, like writing songs sometimes because you're like, dude, where does that even come from? But like that song went a little sad, you know, and it's kind of about
yeah,
struggling with addiction and different things. And I think that's why so many people have related to it. And it was kind of like that song knew it needed to be made or something, you know, and it just kind of used me to get out. Um, but the, the, yeah, I would say the best way for me to write is I like to just sit down with the guitar and find the music first, like find the chords I want to use first. And then I'll kind of let that decide like my mood of the song or whatever. And then I'm like, okay, well, how does this make me feel? You know, like what am I
yeah,
thinking?
yeah,
What am I thinking about when I hear these chords? Is anything jumping out trying to like tell me something? You know?
yeah,
But my state and like where I'm from for sure influences my music and even like my idea of what I want to be at later. You know, like I really want to be able to keep traditional stuff in the mix because I think it's important to keep that stuff alive. I'm not a good enough musician to be able to play those cool fiddle tunes on the guitar, and like definitely can't play fiddle. When you were talking fiddle, dude, that's my favorite instrument ever. I wish I could play it so bad. I love that sound. There's no greater sound than a fiddle. But yeah, so where I'm from definitely influences it. I got a few songs that are for sure about where I'm from, like how I view things, how I'm trying to view things, maybe certain situations I know other people have been in. Um, so yeah, it influences it, but I don't sit down trying to make it. It just kind of happens that way.
Yeah, that's, I mean, that's like, I never thought of it that way, like where you play the music and that the music hit, the music makes you feel certain ways, but that makes sense then how you would go about that. I never heard that aspect before. Um, where, you're playing shows right now. What about, album work, recording times? How's that
Yeah,
going for you?
it's going good. We just actually got back recording. Recorded a few songs. Nothing, no like lengthy albums yet. I'm trying to still get to a spot where number one, money. It takes a lot to record. I'm independent. I don't have anybody, like there's no labels or anything involved. So I'm not we got to come up with the money ourselves to be able to do stuff. And like I said, I can't play fiddle, so I got to pay somebody to play fiddle. Shout out to Brenna Wheeler. She's great. She's on any track you hear that I have on Spotify right now. If there's a fiddle on it, it's her, and she's great. So I want to shout her out real quick. But since I can't play it myself, I got to pay people to play things. So it takes money, and studio time takes money, and engineers take money. And shout out to Tate. I want to lots of shout outs, but there's a lot of good people
Yeah.
with me right now, and I just want to make sure they feel the love. But um, yeah, I do want to make an album soon, but there's nothing coming immediately. But I have like singles and stuff loaded up to put out in the meantime, because everybody sees that like today I got the million mark on something about the smell, million streams on Spotify, but I mean that's still not, yeah, which is cool, super great. Um, Definitely want to appreciate those moments when they come. But what I was getting at is it's not like I'm making $1 million on that. Like the way
Yeah.
they pay is super low, and it's also staggered too, to where it's like a 2 or 3 month reporting time on like whatever I did 3 months ago is what I'm getting paid for right now. So there's that
Oh, dang.
delay. Yeah, so there's that delay and everything too. So yeah, everything's going great. I'm not trying to complain at all. Just saying, folks that want an album immediately, I'm trying my best. I ain't got the money to do it right now. We're trying out here. We're having fun. We're trying to play shows, get out and see everybody, and still find time to record. And I record in Nashville, which is about 6 hours away from me. So
Oh, I didn't know it was that close. That's not too bad.
yeah, dude. Well, that was another thing I was going to mention earlier when you were talking about where I'm at and if I'm trying to like go out and stuff. West Virginia is honestly money zone for like being based out of. I'm not sure why there's not more bigger artists based out of here, other than the fact I guess they can't just pick a night to go play some big venue. But we're super close to Ohio, obviously. Like I
Hmm.
think Cincinnati is, or Columbus, I mean, is like 2.5 hours, if so, if that.
Hmm.
Pittsburgh is around 3 hours for me. Um, Charlotte is close. Um, yeah, I mean, we're in that little pocket. Like you can kind of just go around and
Yeah.
see that there's a lot of really good areas that it touches. In Nashville, like I said, it's just 6 hours. I mean, that's not that bad of a 6 hours is nothing. And plus, it's a different time zone, so you actually get an hour when you're going in. So you kind of get that hour
Yeah.
back to if you needed to make a show or make a meeting or something. But yeah, it just takes time where I record there because I gotta book the studio time, make sure all that stuff's good, and we're trying to make it work.
Yeah. Well, you're doing all the right things, obviously. I know you're talking about shows everywhere and stuff. I don't know how it works necessarily, so maybe you can fill me in, but with like a tour, right? I know a lot of guys, they do tours of those small places still. Do you have something that
Yeah,
works for that or?
yeah. So how we're trying to do it right now is we're basically looking at um, the map, you can say. We're just figuring out from Spotify, I look at what cities have like the most interactions with my stuff. So I can tell like where most of my listeners are from. So I try to use statistics as much as I can. I know statistics in country music, people are like, what are you talking about? But everybody does this. They look at like where their markets are so that way they can try to get shows there. And also when you're emailing the venues, which is how you get in there, you can kind of say like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I should be able to sell these many tickets or whatever. And then they can kind of look at your, what is called a press kit. You attach like some music, some photos, some videos of you playing live. And then like I put some stats on there. And that way the venue can see that and they can determine, hey, yeah, we'll get this guy for this date. But that's what we're doing right now is looking at those cities and then kind of mapping venues along the way. And then we're trying to email them and say, hey, we have these dates, this block of dates available. Do you guys have anything? Would you want me to come there? And hopefully they say yes. Most of them don't reply because I'm sure they get flooded. I can't even imagine being that. Yeah, like that would be annoying to me. I couldn't do that job as just reading through emails all day, booking music. That would probably be tough. But um, yeah, so that's kind of how it works. That we're trying to do that, but where people don't always get back to you, the people connection is the best thing. So if you have a way to get in, like somebody's already played there that you know you're friends with, they can hook you up with who they talk to, something like that. Then you can kind of build a little tour. Right now, I'm pretty full for the summer, so it's worked out. I got plenty of stuff here in the state, and then also doing Ohio. I got some Kentucky shows coming up. I got Georgia, like I was talking about. But yeah, we're making it work for now. Next year, I'm hoping to
Yeah.
have a little more connections and a little bit more of an organized tour, like you're getting at. So like we'll have a more of a straight line set up to go, or maybe like a circle. And I've even talked about um, some bands here in Charleston, like Dowcord. Love those guys, and Woodbine. They're great as well. Look those two people up; they're great.
Oh yeah.
We talked about maybe getting on doing like a little caravan tour that way, just us. Like so it'd just be like three because we have a full bill every time, so we can go to a venue and be like, hey, we got these three people ready to go, or these three sets anyway. And doing it that way. So that might be something we look into next year, but it's definitely going to be more organized. This year we're just filling it out because like I said, it's our first year doing
Yeah.
it. So like me and my buddy Bryce, or mainly him, shout out to Bryce again because he's the one dodging emails and having to send stuff out and deal with all the dates and stuff. So, but
Yeah. And that's yeah, that's awesome, man. Like from where you came to that to like, and especially because it was like such a, you hear a lot of guys, they're working their whole life at music and stuff, and really you're kind of just jumping headfirst into you're right at the beginning of that journey, but it's taken off with quite a good spark, for
yeah,
starting out like that. So that's awesome. What
absolutely.
I always wonder from like musicians, what I know we talked a little bit about it with what inspired you as a kid. Who would you say like maybe right now, like they don't gotta be perfect, but your top around your top three that like really influence you and like what they
Mm.
I guess maybe what you're kind of going for and stuff, or what has
Yeah.
helped you.
Um, top three artists that number one for sure, Tyler Childers. Like when I heard his stuff, it was kind of like, holy crap, like because it just
It's a
felt like this
it's
is where I'm
amazing.
from. Yeah, and it
Yeah.
feels like because he has those traditional stuff sprinkled in. He's got so many great musicians around him, and they do it the right way. I think everything he's done, it seems like it's been just the right move. And um, so yeah, definitely Tyler. Chris Stapleton's cool. I like his like career path because he was like a writer, and then was like with Steel Drivers playing
Yeah.
bluegrass, just ripping. Oh man, I
People don't
love
know about
Steel
his
Drivers.
a lot of people don't know about his albums with them. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
they are so good.
That's my
I
favorite
would
Chris, dude. I'm gonna
yeah,
say it. That's my
yes.
favorite stuff of it. I mean, all of his solo stuff's
Yeah.
great. I'm not even
Yeah.
down talking that at all. But it's just maybe it's because that's how I found him. But Steel Drivers for sure. Like that's what I love that. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
so Chris Tyler, I like Sturgill, man. No, just
Oh
three Kentucky
yeah.
guys. Three Kentucky guys are my top three. That shows you how much of a powerhouse Kentucky is with music. Um, but yeah, Sturgill's cool because he doesn't care, and even Tyler too. But he just doesn't care. Like, I mean, he wants the fans to enjoy themselves, but he's not going to like listen to you to do his stuff. Like
Oh
he
yeah.
he puts out his albums how he wants to do them. He doesn't, you know what I mean? He stays back too. That's another big thing with especially Tyler and Sturgill is like kind of staying out of like you're not seeing them all the time in stuff or
No.
hearing about them and stuff, but they still sell records and they still have crazy good tours and they get to do really cool stuff and they provide for their family and their friends and that's what I'm trying to do is not if I can get to those, oh, I don't see me doing that, but like that would be ideal is to get to a level where I can just go play cool spots whenever I want, but I'm like in the background of stuff like that. They're doing it right. They get to play with their music, have fun, put out what they want to put out. They're not listening to somebody on, hey, this is selling right now. You need to do this. They're just, they're doing what they want to do. So,
Well, there's something beautiful about that stoicism where um you have so many people nowadays that are musicians, but they want to be an influencer and
yeah.
like be in the spotlight all day. But I've noticed a lot of like, especially old country singers, but then not so much now the what they'd call like main country, I guess you'd
Yeah, like
call it.
mainstream stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like Morgan Wallen and stuff.
Yeah.
They're like all in the news, and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't really care about their private life. Like I just
Yeah.
want to hear the music, and that's no knock on anyone, but I
No, yeah.
love like Sturgill. He puts out a random album that nobody knew about called Johnny Blue Skies.
Yeah.
And what do you know? It's still a banger. It's
Oh,
still a
it's
great album.
full of heaters, dude. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So good.
And but what did he do? He just put it out there and said, if you like it, you like it, and then toured it. And now
Yeah.
he's like, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna get in the studio again as Sturgill and put
Yeah.
something out. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
man.
that's amazing. Tyler, he did
Yeah.
the fiddle album, an
Yep.
entire fiddle album, no, like
Yep.
instrumental.
Yep.
I love that kind of stuff. I agree with you completely, man. It
Yeah, man.
was, and I'm from talking to you, man. You're like we said, you're doing the right thing, but you're the type of person that's gonna make this happen. It's gonna be good.
Hopefully, man. I'm hoping that'd be cool, dude. I just want to do
Yeah,
cool stuff, man, and be able to provide for my family and stuff. So, I mean, that'd be awesome. I'm just kind of enjoying the ride right now. Yeah, obviously, there's a plan on getting me on certain shows or whatever, but like for the most part, we're just kind of enjoying this ride, and just seeing how far we go, having
yeah.
fun with it.
Are you Here's the last question, I guess. Are you fully doing it full time now, or do you still have a job? Where no, okay.
No, yeah, I'm a full time fireman at South Charleston. So like
Oh
every third
shit.
day, yeah, I work 24 hours on, 48 hours off. So it kind of works out with music because you do have those 2 full days off. And then we have Kelly Day, so it's like through like the union and stuff. You can look back, it like goes back to like the Chicago mayor back in the day for firefighters and stuff. But basically, it's every 10th shift paid off. So I have at least once a month is what it ends up working out to a stretch of 5 days. And so you can kind of puzzle piece stuff together to where you can have like 2 weeks off if you need to. And then guys will work a trade for you. And then now you owe them a full 24 hours at some point later in the year. But we're all super close knit and people help you out whenever you need something. And they're all super excited with my music stuff. They've supported me a bunch. Super grateful to all those guys. Those are my brothers. And but yeah, so it's easy for me to get off work when I need to. So I'm super blessed with my job, and I love it. It's the greatest job ever. So,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah,
I was
so
wondering where the mustache came from. That
yeah, dude,
answers
that's it.
it.
That's it. There it is, dude.
Man, that's awesome. Well, first of all, thank you for your service, being a good public servant like that. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
we have fun, man. We enjoy it.
oh yeah, I hear the stories. I love it.
Yeah, dude, they're fun. It's literally it's. I couldn't have asked for a better career. It's been awesome. So I love it.
Yeah. Well, good man. I we got the full picture of you, I think, and I loved hearing every minute of it, dude. And
Oh man,
I'm happy for you, and I hope to see you continue to progress because that's where you're headed.
thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it. It's been fun talking with you, dude. So,
Where can everybody find your stuff at? I know your music's on all the streaming stuff, but is there anywhere you
yeah.
want to direct people?
Mainly like Instagram is how people can keep up with like when I'm playing and where. So at Nathan Best Music on Instagram. I do have a Facebook page. I try not to use. I know people are big on Facebook. I'm not a fan of it. I just rather stay on Instagram, but I do keep Facebook up to date too. So YouTube channel, all that. Just check me out wherever you want. No pressure, but would be pretty cool if you did that. And also July 2nd, Eddie's Attic, Atlanta, Georgia. Please buy tickets and come hang out. And we got a cool show planned for it, so hope to see everybody there.
Hell yeah. We'll have the links too down in the bottom, so everybody can click on that. Please go check him
Definitely.
out. His music is sick, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for coming on, Nathan, and thank y'all for listening. And we'll see y'all next time.